Guys, today is a good day, but not there. That makes sense. Because my Lenovo laptop officially died, or I think that it has some kind of motherboard issue or some kind of graphics card issue. In shorter words, it's not actually turning on. That means all of my Hermes agent, Obsidian, what and everything is gone. What did I learn today? That local systems are down. I need to figure out how to create cloud systems now. So I'm back to Mac and without a GPU. And I'm like hearing one thing in my mind, that when I was having that conversation with a Microsoft software developer, Microsoft senior software developer, he was also running local systems in Mac, and he was using OpenRouter. I'm like thinking, can I use OpenRouter Hermes agent in a website like HTTP and rent GPUs in OpenRouter, and it will be on all the time, right? I think that would be the best goal. God, I'm not sure, man. That is one part of the story. The second part of the story is one thing that I do not have to switch my laptops again. Like, I do not have to do one coding there, do one coding here. I'm just going to dedicate Mac as my official laptop, but it's kind of there because it's 256 and it always rams some storage, but that's a problem for another day. But let's go to it.
Couldn't sit in room too much because I was like too sad for the Lenovo stuff. But there is one good news that I have today, that is from the Apollo team. And Apollo, I was like messaging them whether they can help me out somewhere, and they have actually given me one Loom video with audio on how to set it up, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to create my own system, which I am trying to reference via Notebook LM, and I'm going to write this down. So I need to create systems. So I'm trying to find out which systems work and what is the common system from all the founders, and then make a AI agent that does this work, right? For example, I have seen like TikTok reel shorts, Snapchat and UGC content is one thing, but there are other underneath stuff which is like Discord, voice channels, Reddit posts, and sharing live journey like this one. So there is more to find out, so let me just go through.
Hey guys, so today is a fresh day and we are going to do Hermes agent inside Mac. Now, I'm not going to do it in Mac because I just burned or crashed my Lenovo system trying to do Hermes agent. It was not the fault of Hermes agent, but it was kind of my issue, or either thing is I have the suspicion that these companies are creating products which are character on warranty. So I took like 1 year warranty and a 3 year warranty for my Lenovo laptop. So it just ran out around 2 months ago, and the laptop crashed completely. So I'm kind of suspicious about that timing. But on the other hand, I'm not going to do it in my Mac. I'm going to have Hermes agent inside web or inside Hostinger. So this is my Hostinger account, and I'm trying to figure out how to put Hermes agent here. But the problem has two tiers. One is there is less tutorials out there on how to put Hermes agent in cloud, but there are a lot of tutorials on how to put OpenLaw in cloud. It's the same thing. So let's put Hermes agent now. We're not going to do Hostinger because this is $5.99 a month, right? I could pretty much use Zebra, if you can see this, Zebra, and I can kind of get $3 per month, that is less than 300 INR per month, and I can get 0.1 TB versus 2 TB. 0.1 TB is huge, actually it's 100 GB, right? That is fair. I don't need more. 40 GB, 2 GB memory, and two vCPUs. That would be really great. So we are going to get a Chinese server which has 2 CPU, 40 GB of SSD storage, 2 GB RAM, and 0.1 TB outbound traffic. Let's do that. But we have a problem. Chinese servers doesn't support Telegram, GitHub, Docker, and most of the all apps that we want to support, right? So let's try to do Singapore server. Hey Claude, who is closer to India, China, Singapore, or Tokyo, or Seoul, South Korea?
Singapore is definitely the closest to India out of all those options. It's only about 55 to 70 milliseconds away from India, whereas Tokyo is further east.
Okay, we got the answer. So we are going to connect the Singapore server, and I'm going to purchase this one. We just credited 10 USD to the server. It's 2 USD per month for us. So let's confirm and pay. And we have purchased the Singapore dollars. Now it will take a bit of time, but let me figure out what else I have to do. Next thing is we downloaded the Termus app, so I don't have to use terminal basically to see files like locally. I don't want to do that, so let's use this app. And I'm going to copy and paste all of this here from our Zebra. So now Hermes agent has been installed. Now we're going to paste the open router key. Oh, that open router key is working. That is working. And we're gonna select Ace Trinity Large Preview model, which is free. and it does the task. And then I need to do the messaging setup. I'm going to do Telegram. Thing is working. We are having Hermes agent here, and it's in a cloud, so I do not have to really figure out any bug issue or overclocking or anything like that. That is a really good thing. Now let's start from there. Now let me tell you why we are using Termus instead of terminal inside Mac, because Termus has this thing. So this is a SSH configuration. So basically the dumbed down version is you can see what is actually happening inside your Ubuntu server, like files and stuff. So I need to install Obsidian here. So let me do that. I'm going to first install Claude code inside that Ubuntu. So let's go back to Claude and do all the dependencies. Now we install the npm package. Now let's install the Claude code. After some time, after some bug fixing, officially Claude is inside the Termus or inside the cloud ecosystem. So let me just get a comfortable style. And then we paste the secret key. Point of us hosting it in cloud services to get the Telegram access. So let's do Hermes gateway. So it will be running in the server. So now gateway has started. Now I need to also automate the. Now we are just auto running the Docker so that this Hermes agent will be live all the time in the cloud, and I can chat with it automatically every time on Telegram. Hey guys, it's another day, and we have successfully created a Notion link from the cloud platform of VPS, and we are hosting Hermes in the cloud agent. So yesterday we have set up Hermes inside our Zebra. And I was testing it today morning as well, and even though the laptop was off and I don't want to crash another system, like I crashed the Lenovo one, and all of the things are being updated here. And as you can see, I created a page inside Notion via Hermes agent, and that page is in this database, right? And this is the page that Hermes agent created, and I can see inside all of this thing, and this whole section has been created by Hermes agent itself, test code from Hermes agent. And as you can see here, test code from Hermes agent, right? So that is done. Now I need to figure out how to track my own progress and then make it better. Also, the problem that I'm having at the moment is with Obsidian, because VPS doesn't have a visual platform to store data, or even if I install Obsidian inside the VPS, I can't open Obsidian because VPS doesn't have visual Ubuntu. It only has Ubuntu, which is in code. So I need to use some kind of alternative. So I was trying to do with Perplexity, and even though it recommended me a lot of other softwares like Neo4j, Basestack, self-hosted Markdown knowledge base app like Atomic and Silver, Logstick style workflow, blah blah blah, I'm not going to use any of that. I think the best way for us to figure this out is to use Andrew Karpathy's auto research. So that would be my go-to. So for guys who doesn't know auto research, this is auto research, and as you can see, it has been forked 10k.3 times, and this is auto research, and it is kind of a knowledge system for LLMs. And if I pair it with Hermes agent and try to save it somewhere, it kind of creates this thing, which is like the prepare py, train py, progress md, and project toml, and these files kind of make it better for in long term. So let's integrate that one and make the system better. What I have done is, this is my local system, which is my Mac, and this is the Hermes agent cloud system. So as I said yesterday, the only reason we are using Termus is because we can access this thing, right? So let's say I'm going to close this one, and I want to close this one as well, and I'm going to select host, and this is the cloud system that we have. And once it's loaded up, you can see this, which is the documents there are, and you can see I cannot access this desktop videos and stuff like that, but I can create a new folder by pressing this one. So I created a new folder name as Hermes Learning, and you can see I can access it. Now what I'm going to do is to copy this path, and that was not the right button. So I have to copy this path here to here. So let's say /home/ Ubuntu / Hermes Learning. As you can see, it's coming up here. So just do there. And what I have done is I have asked it to install Andrew Karpathy's auto research and install it inside Ubuntu system and create a folder where it can store all the data here. Okay, so I'm going to wait till that one is finished. Okay, so we have formed the Hermes agent with Auto-research, and it has created train.py, prepare.py, analysis.ipnb, program.md, progress.png, and all the necessary configuration. So if you want to check it, I can go to we are in Termus and I go to SSH. I just say this one, and if I go inside, you can see Auto-research here and all of the files that we have created. Now what I have to do is to update the skill.md file. So now what I have done is to ask Hermes agent to update the skill.md of Hermes agent to use auto-research continuously to save everyday learning, and also invoke auto-research files to resume the learn stuff every day or every time we are talking about our plan, right? So I need Hermes agent has. So why Hermes agent is better than OpenLaw is about the auto-research. So why is Hermes agent better than OpenLaw? I would say the single most differentiating factor is auto-run, which is there in Hermes agent but not in OpenLaw. OpenLaw has to use Obsidian or any other kind of program to maintain that knowledge graph, but I just want to pull that knowledge graph outside of Hermes agent, and in order to do that in a more efficient way, we are using auto-research. So I think it will create the whole thing right now, and the next thing we have to do is to create all of the database and all of that knowledge to auto-research, so that whenever I'm talking to Hermes agent via Telegram, it doesn't have to think, oh, is this the file path, blah blah blah. I can go to auto-research things, auto-research files, and know, oh, this is where it is saved, this is how it is saved, this is the progress, blah blah blah. Okay. So since we are in OpenRouter and the free models are really slow, I switched to the Grock models. So I'm in GLM 4.7. I was asking Cloud Code to rank it. So it is kind of really cheap compared to Cloud Code Haiku, which is at 19.20 pounds, 20 USD per month. But Grock is at £3.30. I think Grock is a really good model. I like to chat with Grock a lot, especially if I want a newer news or something like that. So let's just figure out how we can set it up. And it's surprisingly going faster, not really faster, but still way faster than the free version. And also the token limit is the main thing. I think we have a bigger token limit, and I have uploaded a really big text, so it's actually going really fast. Okay guys, here in kitchen, I just want to make some breakfast lunch together. I usually don't have breakfast really early, because I really think the breakfast is actually a synonym for like you have a fast in the night and try to elongate that fast, so your metabolism and everything has to kick in. Try not having too much milk also in the morning, because I think fasting is a really good thing for the body, right? But all of this being done, I can use my Hermes agent and in combination with Notebook to create a really sound system, right? So let me first do my cooking, and it's a really beautiful day today here in Liverpool. Let's see how it builds the whole thing, and let's see how it can work while I'm cooking. This is why we need the Termus, because ideally the Ubuntu system doesn't have import statement, but if we can do the import statement, we have to go through terminal. But in Termus, if you are here Termus, you can kind of drag and drop documents directly to your source. My Mac systems. So you can drag and drop it directly to, and this can be only achieved if you have Termus. You can see this one is here. So I want to take permission and save. It's kind of phenomenal because Hermes agent has created all of this thing, and with the priority statement as well. As you can see here, it has the priority, the quarter, and this is under business development. There is product design, human resources, engineering, accounting, and there is like start value, end value, progress bar, category, which is also automatically created by Hermes agent. And if I'm completing it, I just have to tick on it. And also I can go to each of this days and I can update what I have done here. And Hermes agent will be able to know what I have done. If I have a blockage or something like that, it can be done. So that is amazingly crazy. Now let me see how we can actually grow this whole new AI business era. Let's see. Just for the safety, I have taken this template and I have filled, or I have not deleted anything inside this template. So this template was, these 3 lines was given by Notion itself. So I wanted to actually go through these template and create a sub section inside every project like this, right? So I'm just going to do that, because currently if I go to here, I see it's like optimize social media. How do I optimize social media? That needs to be here, right? So let me do that. Now you can see here it is building day 2. So here you can see inside the logs, it's saying updating day 2. I think day 3 will also be updated. So currently you can see this is completely free, but as soon as it starts day 2, it will come up here, and this is the tasks that I have to do. And this is such a game changer, guys. So I'm going to say let's just update 5 days only at the moment. Now it will interrupt the thing. We are going for a run, but let me tell you a story. This happened around 5 years ago. So it was 2019, I guess, and I just finished my engineering, engineering from mechanical, and I was kind of figured out that engineering is not my field because it's kind of a repetitive task without any creation. Because if you are an engineer, you have to work for a company, and in India, mechanical engineering companies were few. It was like 3 or 4 were the main mechanical engineering companies, and the sub companies were like more like civil and stuff like that. So I kind of figured out, okay, this is not the way that I want to do, right? Then I figured out video was just booming up. So DSLR were coming to the market, and people could have production level ads to be made by a cheaper model, right? And back then Premiere Pro was the only video editing software out there. So in my final year, I learned Premiere Pro. I kind of freelanced a bit to get some money, and then I asked money to my dad to pool the money to get me a DSLR. And that was my first DSLR camera, was 800D Canon, right? But after that, when I started to go to work, all of the society and the people which were really close to me were like, why did you choose video editing after doing this big engineering thing? Can't you do this big engineering thing, right? And I was stubborn enough at that time to listen to people around me who were not actually doing the things that I was doing, and that was a really good pattern recognition for me, because at that time I knew that social media was going to be the big thing, and video especially was going to be the big game, right? That's how we can communicate a feeling, a energy, what a company's value towards the people, right? And I think that is when Gary Vee and everybody was coming up in the social media space. I didn't know them yet. I was too much behind Peter McKinnon, Sam Colder, Ali JR, like more like cinematography plus branding, right? And my friends around me were like, I want to be in photo studios, like I want to do photos. I was like, I cannot do photos, I'm going to do only video. That's my niches down thing, and I'm not going to do short films or something like that. I want to do videos for businesses. So cut the lane. After like 2 years, I was working for a company, and we scaled the company to 100 plus companies and stuff like that. Sorry, 100 plus countries. But the family were, you should have a degree behind this marketing, blah blah blah, right? And I was like, that makes sense. These guys know, like these guys are having more life experience than me. But that was a fucking big mistake from my end. Now, after a long break, I see another trend coming up. That is AI-backed companies. Companies that automate like 40 to 60% of their daily tasks, repetitive tasks and planning tasks to AI. And even small to medium businesses can kind of use consultants like AI, which are better than human consultancy firms in my opinion, because they are like overpriced, and they're like, monarchy or something like that. They just position themselves to be there, and they're pretty much useless. They just have fancy suits, fancy words, and really good vocabulary. If you want to masturbate on like being around a really good vocabulary better person, then you should do for consulting. But if you are like, I want to do something, I just want to run my business and then be involved in life, then don't go for consulting, right? So I think that era of businesses are coming up, and today is the best recognition for that, or today is when I can see it clearly. So let's get back. I'm going to just go for a run and come back and resume the developments. It's really late night. I think it's 1 o'clock or something like that, 1:30. We are creating the app right now. We are connecting Supabase to our ecosystem, and as you can see, this is the app which we are trying to get through React and through Expo Go. This was a big issue for me when I was building the last time, and I couldn't get the app actually working on the phone, so I prioritized on working phone first and then building the backend. Till now it's going good, I hope. Guys, I'm going to sleep now. I'm not going to sleep right now, but I am going to stop the recording also because the battery on my phone is really low and I need to charge. So let's see, tomorrow everything would be going well.